In this presentation, what we're going to do is utilize the ping command. In addition to the ping command, we're going to also capture the packets and analyze them. So we're going to start out by going to the command prompt. So we get the command prompt up here. Then I'm basically going to fire up Wireshark. Wireshark you're able to download and install on your computer system. And what this is a packet capturing tool. So we're able to capture packets and analyze the packets here. So I'm going to come up over here and do a capture, and I'm going to look at my options first to make sure that I'm capturing on the right network card. So here is the Ethernet adapter. I got 10.2.11.55.17, and I'm going to come here to the command prompt and type in ipconfig to make sure that I have the right IP address. So 10.2.11.55.17. So you notice that that is where I'm going to be capturing my information, which is fine. So I'll close that down. Now I'm going to also do one more task here that we'll be learning a little bit down the future here. So I'm going to type in ipconfig / display DNS, and you can see that there's a lot of stuff that's being displayed here. Now what this command does, so what this is doing is showing me the information that has been cached locally on my machine, more specifically the different websites along with their IP addresses. And what I want to do is I want to get rid of all the entries and utilize the flush command. So that's going to basically purge all the entries. So I'm going to enter that, and then you notice that successfully flushed DNS, and I'm going to basically display DNS. You notice that I just have some information associated here, so not a big deal. Now I'm going to come back over here and I want to capture on this network adapter here. This is what I'm going to capture, so I'm going to basically start my captures, and I'm going to come back over here and type in ping google.com. You can see in the background it's already capturing some packets. Packets have been sent and received. I'm going to come back to Wireshark here and click on the stop. All right, now let's go ahead and analyze all this cool information. Now, we're going to be talking about another topic here about DNS, so stay tuned for that information. And now we have a whole bunch of entries here for ICMP. Now, that is the Internet Communication Messaging Protocol. So this is basically what the ping command uses. And let's take a look to see what happened here. So you notice that Windows had sent out 1, 2, 3, 4 packets, and what it captured basically is, all right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, so it sent 4 requests, and then we also got replies. Very cool. Now let's analyze things a little bit deeper. So if you remember the previous presentation about the OSI and the protocols here, ICMP and ping basically work at the lower layers of the OSI model. So I'm going to select this one packet here, and down below over here, take a look at this awesome information. So the first line over here is basically telling us, look at that, the keyword frame of what has been captured. All right, so this is kind of a summary of what's been captured here. Next thing is Ethernet 2. So if we basically look at the data link layer, in the data link layer we have what? The MAC address information. So you notice that we have the destination and source MAC information. Now we pinged Google. So is this going to be the Google MAC information? Well, no, because that MAC information is always going to be local to the network that we're in. So if we come back over here and we just type in ARP-A, so you notice that this is our default gateway. So that's basically 0018. So we have 0018. You notice that that is the destination here. The source, well, let's see, we have that. I don't see the source here of D7E, D7E. But if I do ipconfig /all and come up here, physical address, so this is my network adapter, and here's D7EC. So this is basically from my computer going to the default gateway. Next up over here is what? The IP information here. So that's going to be our network layer. Notice that we have basically the source and the destination IP address. So source is my computer. Destination is going to be the front door of Google. And if we expand this, we have a little bit more information about the details here. And then we have the ICMP, Internet Control Messaging Protocol. I made a mistake. I said initially Internet Communication Messaging Protocol. So Internet Control Messaging Protocol. And here we have information that we are sending basically a... Also notice the packet does not have a transportation header, and the payload is going to be the ARP data. And then on the reverse side, we're getting a reply back. So if we take a look at the next packet here, so you notice that we have information from the source, from the default gateway coming back to me, the source from Google back to me, and we get a reply back from the system. You notice here we have a reply. So it does that back and forth, and that information corresponds with, again, the ping that we sent out earlier. All right, let's analyze this just a little bit more in detail here. So you notice that, again, the Ethernet here is identifying the data link layer, the IP information here, Internet Protocol, that's identifying the network layer. And then one more thing I want to point out here, that in this particular area here, you notice that it's pointing out that we are utilizing ICMP. So that means that basically the next information that we're going to find here is, strangely enough, ICMP information. Now another thing to observe, we also happen to capture some ARP packets. So if we take a look at the ARP packet, so again we have information about the ARP, of what it captured, the frame. And then again here we have Ethernet 2, which is basically the information about the data link layer. So we have basically destination and source. So destination was basically the default gateway. Source was basically my computer there. You can see the details of what's going on with that component. Then you notice then down below here, still underneath the Ethernet 2 information, that our next information in the series here is going to be our ARP information. And then here is basically the information pertaining to ARP. You notice that the sender here was basically my computer. So here's my IP address, and the target computer is the default gateway. So if we take a look here, so this is default gateway. So that's basically what's in the ARP cache. That's pretty cool. So we're able to see basically all the information that the system was able to capture. So we're going to be utilizing this particular utility to capture some additional packets and analyze and see how everything works behind the scenes.